Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the greatest show on the African continent, man. Today, we were watching and looking at something, man, that is very interesting and very common amongst the Jews and black people, man. But we'll get into that. Very quickly, man. Shout out to Rabbi Daniel Lapin. And yeah, man, like, wow. Very interesting, very mixing, man, and making us understand why Jewish people have such an economical power and what can we learn, man. And then, with what I've learned by watching the video with him and living Licham, yes, man. Like, first of all, the first topic that he touched on that influenced me was your lifestyle must be smaller than your income. So live below your means. That is what the Americans would say, and that is what modern society would teach. And as he explained that if you make $1 million, you live under $1 million. There, in the Jewish community, there is a cup where they drink after Shabbat, where wine, you need to take care of yours. The wine represents, there's wine that is poured into the cup, and once the cup is filled, it is overfilled, just because it represents what? Feeding other people. So it means that first you have to take care of yours and your family, and then boom, that's when you can take care of what? Society, and donating and doing all that, giving back and all that other stuff, and being what? Generous and kind, returning in what? In being kind. So with him explaining that, it touched back on like living below your means and taking care of yourself first. You cannot be thinking about taking care of another person before you take care of yourself first. Especially as a guy, you have to take care of yourself before thinking about, oh, I should get a baddie, oh, I should get a ba, and then get a child and whatever. No, really, it doesn't add up. It's not really halal, as my brothers would say, man. But this is really interesting because, man, it's true. You have to take care of thyself before you can take care of anyone else, and that is your obligation and your duty as a person in general, man. Like, gender neutral, like, as a person. And man, shout out to Pennywell, the Black Pen, for referring this channel, because I heard it from one of his episodes. I don't know which one was it again, but one of these episodes was one that was speaking about this. And then now the rabbi goes into the teachings of the Torah of money being a spiritual thing, and this has been explored by the famous Inyang. What he says about money, and we'll start with what he says about money and it being spiritual, and what are the similarities that he has with Udok, you know what I'm saying, with Ubabudok. So, first things is that he says the Torah teaches people how to be strategic, man, and it's not only about analytical ability and only about intellectual ability that secures your success or that measures how successful you become, but it's also you understanding the spiritual side of it, and you understanding the emotional intelligence behind making money. And why does money have so much negative connotations, like, oh, he is filthy rich, or he has to give back to society because he was not using the environment sustainably. He was not using the environment sustainably and he was exploiting others. So there are negative connotations, and that builds like core beliefs inside a person. It's like doing homework. Everyone knows that homework is not fun, so you revoke from doing homework. In the same way with money, we're like, hey, money is evil, money is the root of all evil. That revokes you subconsciously or even consciously from wanting to attain that wealth, from wanting to understand the psychosis behind money, because you would see that like, after having money, you just want influence, man. You can tell that money is a spiritual thing, because with poverty comes such high crimes and where people are really ruthless, man. Like in the rural areas, people are actually quite rural, as ruthless, man, as Udok would say. And man, like teaching the negative connotations that we get from the West, or we get from like society in general, where yes, I'd rather chase my purpose and do what I love than sell my job. But in all understanding and all noticing is that you sell your soul literally every single day by going to that job, by wanting a Lamborghini, by wanting a big house, by wanting a beautiful wife and all of that stuff. You sell your soul because you dedicate time, effort, and sweat, blood, and tears. You are signing a covenant with yourself to become what? A greater person. So what have you done? You have sold your soul to get that Lamborghini, to get that beautiful chick, because you got in shape. It's not a bad thing, as it said. No, it's a bad thing. What you have to sell your soul to the devil? No, it's actually very interesting, man. And this idea of poverty and virtue. There's no virtue in poverty, man. We've been in the streets. Nah, there's no honor in being poor. There is really none. Rather prefer having a lot of cars going around the world and having a lot of money to spend with my family instead of being poor, sitting in a two-bedroom house with a small kitchen and no dining room and lounge and all of that stuff, no swimming pool. You can literally smell your neighbors cooking there, and the neighborhood is bad, and there are shootings every single day. So you understand what I'm saying. There is really no virtue in money, and now we can come to the African side of it, man. As the Torah teaches the Jewish people on how to make wealth and how to ascend their way to become the greatest business people, lawyers, real estate owners, in the same way that man in Africa, because money is a spiritual thing. And Udok Babdo Hotel has explained that if you put 10,000 there, or 100,000, if you've ever touched 100,000, or 100,000 there, let's say by the television, and you leave it there for the weekend, or you leave it there and you have the windows open and you just went outside, to talk to a friend, and let's say your house has no walls, and and your windows are open and your curtains are open, and someone sees that there's money there and takes it, you will feel some type of way. You will feel something that is lacking, and you will feel that something just went missing, because that was a spirit right there. That was energy sitting there, and you knew that, oh, with that 10 grand, I have what to spend on the weekend. I have money to go to the mall, check out the mamas, drive the Jeep and all of that stuff. But once it's gone there is some certain, you feel sad. As much as they say money is just an exchange of value, but it is emotion based, like every single decision and every single decision that a human makes, and every buy and sell and all of that, it is emotion driven, and we love to back it up by saying we are using logic, but it's not really that logical if you analyze and look at it analytically. It is based on emotion and based on how much programming has been done to your head and how you have been wired to view the world, and what point of view of the world, and what has been exposed to you in your environment, because some people only know their little environment and never explore outside, and once you explore outside you're like, there's actually beautiful women out here, there's actually big cars and people who drives it, and that once you see that it is attainable, and once you see that, wow, we can get to that level, man, you no longer play in a little league, and you want to join the big boys in the big leagues who drive big cars and own big buildings, man. And that requires a lot of service to other people, and that requires a lot of emotional intelligence, and that requires good analytical, like inner analytical, to analyze your inner self, if you get what I'm saying, to analyze what piece in the chessboard are you in that current moment. So are you still a pawn? Are you a knight? Are you a queen? Are you a are you a king? Are you the castles? Less words to frame it in, but you understand what you are, where you are, and how can you build up to that. Because man, I totally agree with the rabbi by saying, man, there is joy in making money and there is joy in earning money. When you feel like you've done something for someone, and it's not even about giving back to the community, but it's about, I've offered a service and I got paid for a service, and I didn't rip that person off. That person got the best quality of bricks. Yes. Right now I'm promoting my brick company, man. Mule, mule, my boo, my hardware. It's just outside. Man, just email us at Mule Hardware, and man, we deliver the best premium quality sand, and we deliver the best quality bricks that we make from scratch. We know the process, we know the formulas. Come and visit us and see how they're made, man. And yeah, it's just that it's been interesting. And yeah, man, these videos are actually quite cool and I like it. And the what's your story one got 25 views, and I'm like, wow, that's actually quite nice, man. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, y'all. And that is my view on Jewish wealth and the psychology behind Jewish wealth.